it's Holiday Branch here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to start off this video by saying thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and most importantly for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate the support. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys are new here, hi, my name is Holiday Branch, and I like to tell stories on this channel. Make sure to subscribe so you can hear all the crazy stories that I've done in my early 20s. And here is another story time. Now, if you guys have been following me on my Instagram for a while, and if you haven't, I highly suggest that you do. My Instagram name is I am Holiday Branch. Now, if you guys have been following me on Instagram for a while, then you already know that I am a very opinionated person, and I like to throw my thoughts, my opinions on any topic that comes across into my life. And if you guys already follow me on Instagram and have watched my recent story, then you guys already know that I already have an opinion regarding about the new movie Hustlers starring J-Lo and the infamous Cardi B. And if you guys are new to my channel, then I like to tell you guys that I'm an exotic dancer here in LA. Now, I will dare to say that in the past couple of years, this has been a very loud, strong, very open, visible community of exotic dancers and other adult entertainers through various social media platforms, and that includes Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and most recently YouTube. And I strongly believe that the reason why is because of celebrities such as Cardi B, Black China, and of course Amber Rose. And it was because they're very loud and they're very proud to say, I started at the strip club. Now, this is a part in where I'm going to be very controversial, and I do want to put a disclaimer here. This is only my opinion and this is my experience. If there are any exotic dancers or any adult performers that do disagree, please be really nice in the comments. Write in the comments below and why you disagree with my opinion. I'm just here to express my thoughts and feelings, and if that is something that you don't agree, it's completely okay. Different opinions is what makes the world go round. Just be nice about it in the comments. Let's have an open discussion. Now, because there has been a very thriving and a very loud community that is growing in all these social media platforms, there's been a lot of pros and there's been a lot of cons. And the cons kind of outweigh more than the pros. Although the pros are very beneficial to me and to a lot of exotic dancers, and the pros does consist that I'm not alone. I have a lot of friends that are not only here in LA, but I have friends from across the country, right? And I would have never met them if I didn't identify as an adult entertainer. Now, the cons about it, girl, the biggest con that has come out of this community thriving in all social media platforms is that unfortunately it has created an unrealistic reality regarding about the people that are in the adult industry, and unfortunately it has glamorized the lifestyle as well. I will say that it has created an unrealistic reality for both male and females, but unfortunately this glamorization of this particular lifestyle has caught a lot of attention of a lot of females, especially a lot of young females. Now, if you guys have watched my first video of how I got into exotic dancing, then you guys already know that I became an exotic dancer out of just pure curiosity, okay? And during this time, there was still a lot of negative stereotypes, and there was still a taboo type of feeling towards this position. And one of my biggest fears was to get outed and to make fun of. And I kept that secret from a lot of people in my personal life because I was just completely terrified of the consequences. Nowadays, I feel like stripping is more of a trendy thing rather than a taboo thing. And I strongly believe that Cardi B is one of the main reasons why this entire industry has been very glamorized, especially by a lot of young girls. And the reason why is because Cardi B is the Cinderella story, right? Like, she grew up in poverty from immigrant family, and now she is one of the highest paying rappers right now. And I will admit that I too looked up to Cardi B for a really long time, and the reason why is because I relate to her a lot. I grew up in Compton, California. I too grew up in poverty, and every time when I faced an obstacle in my life that was, pushing me a little bit away from my dreams and my goals, I always said to myself, just hang in there, Holiday. You will be able to pass through this, and you will succeed, and you will thrive. And I have. I actually have accomplished a lot of things in this past couple of 3 years. I will tell you that. Now, going back to the movie Hustlers, when the trailer and the teaser started coming out, the entire community was divided. There was one part in where a lot of people were really excited about the movie. They were like, yes, we're gonna have a movie about strippers, and it's gonna be about us, and Cardi B is gonna be in it. This is gonna be so good for us. And then there was people on the other side of the spectrum, such as myself. We were so worried about it because we're like, oh my God, here is another Hollywood movie glamorizing the lifestyle. What the hell is going to happen to our community? But of course, I did a little research. I ended up researching about the movie Hustlers and what it was about. And guess what? This movie is actually based on a true story. Now, I will link the article in the description of below. But if you guys want to find more articles regarding about this case that happened, I highly suggest that you do. There's a lot of juicy information regarding about this true life event. Now, the article that I got all my information from is called Nexter, and as I said it before, I will leave a link in the description below, and it gives you a very condensed summary regarding about the case. Now, if you guys have watched the trailer of Hustlers, then you guys already know that J-Lo plays the main character in this movie, and the main character is based on the real life stripper by the name of Samantha Barbash. Now, Samantha Barbash is also known as Samantha Fox, and she was one of the top earners at Larry Flynt's Hustler Club at the Bronx. Now, Samantha was not only one of the top earners at the Hustler Club at the Bronx, but also she was the ringleader for an entire stripper gang that actually not only drugged, but also robbed a lot of Wall Street traders. Does that situation ring a bell? Now, the way that Samantha and all of her group of gang of strippers were able to get away with this is that they would take all these traders to the VIP room, and unfortunately they would spike up their drinks with doses of MDMA and ketamine and would clear out their credit cards. And not only were they spiking their drinks, but Samantha and the rest of her gang were purposely targeting a bunch of these traders on purpose because they're specifically selecting guys that they know that they're very vulnerable due to their marriage problems and stuff like that. And when they will do all of this, they will actually blackmail them. I think there is a very infamous quote in the trailer spoken by the famous J-Lo saying, oh, what are they gonna do? Call the cops and say they spent $5,000 at a strip club? Oh, help me. That was their type of mentality of saying well, if we're gonna rob them, what are they gonna do about it? And in the article, it does state that, they stole thousands and thousands of dollars from these men, and it was never enough. Of course, after there has been reports of these men actually being drugged, the police did get involved, and then of course Samantha and her entire gang were discovered and they were given jail time. And Samantha did spoke to the Sun saying that she was very flattered that J-Lo is very interested in playing her, but she strongly believes that if she wants to play her part, she needs to go talk to her because only she knows the truth. Now, after reading this entire article and that it's based on a real life story, it actually has given me a sense of relief. And the reason why is because this actually shows the real dark side of the adult entertainment industry, and this dark side can also be applied to any industry that unfortunately involves in sales and commission. And this dark side is not shown on Instagram. There is a running joke that Instagram models are actual escorts, and guess what? That joke actually has some validity to it. I think one of the biggest examples that has come out in the recent year is the Claremont twins. One of the Claremont twins was recently arrested and is currently on trial because not only was she outed as an escort, but when she arrived into her client's apartment, the man was dead, and she had the audacity to steal the guy's wallet and rounded up all these bills on his debit card for months. And I will say that I do find it very ironic that Cardi B has actually agreed to be involved in this movie, because recently this year, Cardi B was in a huge scandal because she actually admitted in her live for robbing and drugging men on purpose. And this all goes back to one of the cons about working in the adult industry, and that is that unfortunately we are used to instant gratification. Now, I will admit that us exotic dancers are very spoiled, and that is not to exclude that exotic dancing and any type of job is very hard. It is a very difficult job. Not everybody is meant to be an exotic dancer, but the good exotic dancers, we are so used to our behaviors be rewarded with instant gratification. And that instant gratification is reflected with money. And I will say that it feels really good that all of our hard work that is given in that particular day or that particular night is easily reflected by how much money we leave from that club exactly that same day or that exact same night. And when you leave the club with a bunch of money, it just feels really good in your head. It's like this rush of dopamine, right? And it's just like gambling. You just feel so good about yourself. And when that is gone, you know, due to slow seasons or due to your age, or maybe you have a higher competition, that is when it's taken away. It's like the worst feeling in the world. And when that instant gratification is not met by doing a certain behavior, this is where the dark side of this exotic dancer, and like I said before, this can be applied to anybody. I mean, think about it, you know, like a drug addict, right? When they're like taken away from their drug, they start getting into this desperate mode, right? They just want it so badly. And I will say that I have seen a lot of girls do a lot of things that they thought that they would never do just for the sake of money. And this goes back to Cardi B, you know, talking about that she drugging men and that, you know, she like robbed them because that's what she needed to do for money. And in reality, like, no, you didn't really have to do that. You know what you could have done is just do the right thing and work for it. And that is a very dangerous philosophy in the dancer community. And like I said before, this can be applied to anything. I mean, look at James Charles, look at, you know, Rice Gum, look at Jake Paul, and where they have this mentality of like, it doesn't matter what I have to do, I have to get this bag, and as long as I got this bag, it's all good. And I know that I have been in this situation a couple of times. I will never forget when I started working in my first club and I started seeing that there was a couple of changes in my income. I would always question myself, like, what is wrong with me? Like, are you serious? Like, I got my boobs done, my hair is starting to grow, like my stage is still really good, like why am I not making a lot of money? And then when I see girls who are not as pretty as me, was not as smart as me, and then when I come to find out what they were doing, you know, in the back, I was just like, you know what, I'm good, I don't need to do this, like, okay. And so I have found myself in that situation, and where like I'm questioning myself and I'm questioning my self-worth, and then when I come to find out what all these girls and these guys are doing, it's just like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm grateful. As I said it before, like, this Hustler movie has a lot of mixed reviews from people in the community, but my real question is, if you guys are not exotic dancers or any part of the adult industry, tell me what your opinion is regarding about Hustlers movie as, you know, an outsider. Like, do you think it's glamorizing? What do you think the movie is about? Did I change your mind? Did I like give you something to think about? you let me know in the comments below. I strongly believe that, the whole purpose of the movie is to entertain, okay? And so I'm gonna go there with an open mind, and I will give my best and honest critique about the movie. And so yeah, that is my thoughts regarding about this whole situation. As I stated before, my name is Holiday Branch. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you guys have already subscribed, make sure to click on that bell so you can be notified every time when I upload. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram, which is I am Holiday Branch. And I hope you guys come back. Bye!